Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle and I'm Elvis T here on YouTube. Lovely to see you here. Today is the 14th of January and of course that is a special event in everybody's life in the Elvis world. Obviously it is Aloha from Hawaii. Now this is a big event, massive event for Elvis, and yeah, I couldn't leave this day without talking about Aloha and putting up a fantastic song from Aloha. So I have picked Fever to go up because I wanted to do Fever for a while because it's the sexy little number, and yeah, I wanted to do it, so why not do it on today. Now Aloha from Hawaii, there was a rehearsal which was on the 12th 2 days ago and one today. Elvis was like a prize fighter getting ready for a match before Aloha, so he lost a lot of weight. He was on a really strict regime, really strict diet. I mean, the poor guy was going out quite starving because he was on 500 calories a day for a while, because he had to lose weight for it. He wanted to be in the best peak physical condition. And yeah, I've had a few people would say that maybe he has got a tamed down version on the 14th, which I do agree with. Elvis definitely is a tamer Elvis in Aloha, but I think that's because of the pressure of what's happening. I mean, this was going to be global. Aloha was going to be global. It wasn't going out into the United States because the Super Bowl was on. I'm sure that was the case. And Elvis on Tour was in the cinema. So they opted to, America opted to have it on April 4th. And I think it was the biggest broadcast that year or something like that. You guys all know. So which is pretty awesome. But it went out to Japan, the Philippines, places like that. And it had the highest record of views for Japan. Yeah, in Japan it was like, and the Philippines, I think it was getting like 90% of the viewership, which is pretty awesome. I mean, it did really well for Elvis. And obviously the album did amazingly well. Also, song choices I think were fantastic by Elvis. I mean, there's just something for everybody in there. You've got the standards, but you've also got new ones. And you've got just some of the best tunes I think he ever done on a televised show. So for example, things like I'll Remember You, Beautiful, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry, You Gave Me a Mountain. I mean, they're all pretty. A lot of them are standard, but to see them in the show all together, something, I could go on and on and on about Aloha because I think the song choices were spot on by Elvis. I think what he chose to wear by, so he went to Bilbaloo and wanted something patriotic, and you couldn't get more patriotic than this, the American Eagle. And I think it's a glorious jumpsuit, and some of the most iconic pictures of all time are Elvis in this jumpsuit. Here are some pictures, you'll see them now. It's the most iconic of Elvis's career, and is really well known because that's the kind of image that you have of Elvis, and it's from that Aloha look, and I just think it's fantastic. Now Marty Pasata, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, directed it, produced it, and he had done things with like Bing Crosby and other people like that, so he was pretty good on it. So I think he'd done a pretty good job because I think Aloha is brilliant. The background for Aloha is just amazing with the guitar, the man with the guitar, the silhouette, obviously Elvis, his name and lights. I just think it's one of the best backdrops. It was in Honolulu International Centre, and I think it was a great centre, a great place to put it, and just the fans were insane. They were supposed to raise $25,000, but they raised $75,000, which Elvis tells us in the show, and yeah, Elvis fans never disappoint. Just talked about the iconic presence of that jumpsuit, how Elvis looks in that jumpsuit, how he is the epitome of the American eagle, the American patriotism, beaming across the world to over 1 billion people, which with delays and stuff, obviously, there's a lot of technical things going into that. So yeah, but it's iconic, also ultra iconic, because it's the world's first for a single live performer to beam out via satellite, and we can never ever underestimate Elvis for the amount of firsts that man done. He was the first at so many things, and he paved the way for others. Now, of course, there was the VHS in 1984, and then there was also the double deluxe version, Aloha from Hawaii. We all have it. Mine is somewhere in the cupboard. It's like that, do you know, when you open it up, you've got Aloha on the front, it's white. It was really, really epic packaging. I loved it. It came out around the same time as the 68, didn't it? Or was it the same time? I bought them both together, so who knows. But that was in 2004. I remember it well. I was in Asda. I begged my dad, can you buy me them both? He went and he bought them both for me. And I was so appreciative of that. So we're going to get into Fever. And Fever was written by Eddie Cooley and John Davenport. Sorry, I had to bring it closer to me. I'm playing trombone. And yeah, it's in Aloha, so we're going to go and watch it. And I think this is a sexy, sexy little number by Elvis in Aloha.
Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, I get a fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sun lights up the daytime, moon lights up the night. I light up when you call my name, 'cause I know you're gonna treat me right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever in the morning, a fever all through the night. Captain Smith and Pocahontas, I had a very mad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, "Daddy, oh, don't you dare to get me fever." With his kisses, fever when he holds me tight, fever. And Daddy, won't you treat him right? Now you've listened to my story. Here's a point that I have made. Cats were born to give you fever, be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, we give you fever. When we kiss you, fever if you live and learn, fever till you sizzle. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. Chomp, 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 chomp. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome, Commander.
Thank you. They're beautiful.
Okay, now I absolutely love that. How do you feel about that? I think it's gorgeous. It's less is more. Less is way more. And I think that's a really, really good performance, really powerful performance, really sexy performance. I think just all the little leg shakes. I love, love, love Ronnie Tutt on the drums, because it's like, if you listen back, it's just like in the darkness. It's just really, everything about it is really sexy. And at the end, when Elvis is like giving that shake, oh my goodness. Now you can tell that Elvis is taming this down. I think I said it at the start, but there is a definite tameness to it, because he is going out to 1 billion people. He's going out via satellite. He's the first person to ever do it in the history of the world. So yeah, you would be a little bit nervous. I think Elvis would have been excited, obviously, but he'd have still a bit of nerves, and he'd have a little bit of pressure on his head, or shoulders rather, to put on the classic Elvis performance, because you're going out to the world, aren't you? You have to be extra careful with that. So I think he did amazing, and I think less is more, because that is sexy and I love it. So yeah, so today, 14th of January 1973, thanks so much to Elvis and to the crew who put together Aloha from Hawaii, so we could enjoy it for many, many, many years to come, and many, many more years to come. So yeah, I'm very thankful that they all put in the hard work, and they did it for us, because now we have it for life. And I'm off to watch Aloha tonight. What are you guys off to do? Take care of yourself, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on another. Bye everyone.